Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today's webinar is 5 mindset shifts to take the stress out of holiday travel. We are joined by L Medical, Regina Story, Taylor Newman, and Monica Nguyen. They will all be offering techniques to calm your mind, access valuable resources, and bring joy to your travel. We will be addressing questions at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the Q&A box or in the chat box, and we will address at the end of the webinar. So I will hand it over to Regina.
Well, thank you, Anna Maria, and hello, everyone. So as Anna Maria mentioned, today our discussion is titled Take the Trip. And this could pertain to any trip, but right now we're going to focus on the 5 mindset shifts to take the stress out of holiday travel. So we're getting ready to discuss and take on topics that could bring up challenges, hardships, and will require some deep awareness. So before we begin, let's all get into a calm mindset. And how we're going to do that is take deep breaths. As a presenter, I'm a little nervous myself, so this is very helpful to me as well. So we're going to do it all together. So breathe, deep, lift, and then exhale. And exhale. Again, deep breath. Lift, deep. Release, and release, and release, and release once more. And then breathe in, smell through your nose, smell through your mouth, hold, then just let it all out. Release all over. Just a little bit more, little by little, little by little. I don't know about you, but we feel pretty relaxed right now. A very simple exercise, and that works every time. Now we are grounded to the journey through the messy holiday story. We've seen it in all movies, about it, lived it, makes for great comedy. But the truth is that the season to be thankful and jolly can feel an emotional and physical obstacle. Here's some of what I mean. Are you traveling this year and unsure of how you'll handle sleeping on an air mattress? How will you shower when there's no shower chair in sight? Let alone hot water, because there are approximately 18 people staying at your grandparents' house. Accessibility issues aside, are you looking forward to your least favorite cousin's instant need to focus the dinner conversation on how it feels to be missing a limb? Or Uncle Vinny's need to debate politics over and over again? No wonder you're stressed. It's entirely normal. Your able-bodied friends are feeling tense in December too, and they don't have 100 pairs of eyes staring at them as they walk by the line, people waiting for the next technology launch at the Apple store. Now a little bit about us and why we're here with this opportunity to share with you guys today. Again, hello. We are pleased to meet everybody. Thank you all for taking time to join this wonderful webinar today. I'm Regina Story, alongside my partners Taylor Newman and Monica Nguyen. Taylor would lead us through the second half of the discussion, and Monica will moderate the Q&A session. We are with L Medical. You may have met some of us at the last conference in Palm Springs, beautiful Palm Springs, a little hot, but yet amazing, great trip. We're L Medical, and we dedicate our service to organizations and members like yourself. We have a concierge approach for informed, personalized health and wellness care, and we work closely with events and members providing medical and holistic therapies to live fully and with peace of mind. This opportunity and 2 more webinar series to follow is not only a way for us to share and help, but also provides a gateway for us to learn and help and heal better. This opportunity in putting this webinar together for Amputee Coalition and the members has really been a valuable experience for us on this call and Al Medical, because it helped us put ourselves in these 5 mindset shifts to prepare to have peace of mind and joy during the holidays. So again, thank you for giving us this opportunity. We're about to journey through our mind, soul, body, to reduce stress during your travel. Learn techniques to calm your mind, access valuable resources, and bring joy to your holiday travel. Now for the turkey, stuffing, and engraving of our discussion. We'll briefly touch on 5 mindset shifts to take the stress out of holiday travel. And they are: 1, mindset shift 1, affirm your purpose. 2, utilize your toolkit. 3, transform your experience. 4, be present. 5, retrain your mind. These mindsets will provide guides for you, guides alone, to become more mindful of how experience impact your psyche and adapt and overcome. We move to the first mindset. Mindset shift 1, affirm your purpose. As you navigate your holiday journey, there are times where you become overwhelmed and ask why. What is the point? When your thoughts are focused on tasks solely, the potential of self-detrimental ideas seep in, such as described in a qualitative study. The study is called The Mental Health of Individuals with Post-Traumatic Lower Limb Amputation, where the mental health of individuals with limb loss are designated in 5 major themes. The themes are affectional and behavioral changes after limb loss, fear, anger, introversion, unhappiness, body image and self-esteem, ideas of being disabled or half human. 3, familia and social approach, questioning your place in your family and society. 4, thoughts about the future, a sense of inadequacy and the future losing its meaning. And 5, the need for mental support after a limb loss and coping, and when staying silent with the need to talk with someone or a mental health professional. While these may start to persuade you, it is your resilience of the affirmations of your purpose that will take over and guide you. You might find some of the darkest struggles from your past can help you shine a light on your purpose. We have learned in goal setting, a key component in determination and affirmation is by writing them down. Your purpose could be connect with friends and or family, meet new people, build confidence, visit new places, increase physical activity. Give yourself this space, and determine at least 3 purposes of your travel. Amputee Coalition has a resourceful tool to assist in this exercise to access your mental health state and identify the goals. You can access it at amputeewellbeing.org. The Amputee Coalition developed this improving well-being program in collaboration with the researchers and minds at Johns Hopkins University of Medicine. While there will be challenges and risks, determining and bringing focus back to your purposes will reveal that the rewards are worth it. Amputee Coalition and other organizations offer a lot of resources available to you. So next, we will talk about mindset shift 2, your toolkit. Traveling is stressful. I mean, let's be real. Planning and preparing is essential. Making sure you have everything you need in case of emergency can remove some of the stress and help you plan for a trouble-free holiday. Now, within your control. Healthcare professionals and research with amputees provides this comprehensive but definitive list. In this toolkit, there are some handy items, and they're important to have as backup when you're traveling away from home for self-care. Self-care is crucial. If you already have a routine that works, please don't change it, but be mindful that any changes in environments or activity levels can lead to new adaptations. So here are some items to keep in rotation of the toolkit, and we will have a reference toolkit to share with you after this presentation. Contact sheet, list of emergency contacts. Is it updated? I know I need to update mine, so ask yourself, is it updated? Take a picture of it. You can have it in your wallet, but also take a picture of it so you can keep it on your phone and then also save it to your cloud. Travel documents, create a checklist, check it twice. Researching your destination's weather, confirming your itinerary is proven to minimize disruptions. Obviously, your ID, vaccination records, and insurance card. Again, take a picture of it, save it on your phone, and save it on your cloud. Soap, antibacterial cream. I can't say enough about this, okay? Because nobody wants and likes a persistent itch and irritation, which could be the start to something more severe. So cream and soap. Extra liner, cut out parts of an old liner. First aid kit, the essentials, but then also think about new excursions that you're going to be going on and what could possibly happen. Motion sickness, add things in there. Some type of ammonium or anti issues with the stomach. Allen wrench for on-demand adjustments. And then last, but definitely not least, or not last, second to last, duct tape. Hey, we can MacGyver things with duct tape all day, every day. And then backup hardware, spare screws and valves in case of a hardware failure. Again, checking your list and checking it twice will give you peace of mind that you are ready to roam confidently. And that's what we want. We want to build confidence. Some practices I use are the note app in my phone, and start listing what to pack early as ideas pop in my head. A big deal with me, which I'm sure may be shared with people on this call, is I need to capture these ideas and make a note right away, or the thought will go into brain space very, very quickly. Also, another handy tool is the Google Keep app. This is very handy because this can be a co-management with your travel companions and also stores history for future adventures. Even though we have affirmed our purpose now with our affirmations and we are prepared with our toolkit, keep in mind there is always the unknown that comes in to push us and shake us, and we move to mindset shift 3, transform your experience. Can we control when rats chew through the wire at the world's largest airport when it results in power failure throughout the terminals? Well, maybe not that time, but I'm sure better pest control and inspections and quality controls and risk mitigation are on the checklist now. Being an Atlantean, I don't know if we remember the Atlanta airport fiasco. So again, back to what we can control, our mind. One of the greatest transformation experience we lived through has been the COVID-19 pandemic. This shook us, rocked our entire world. Instead of staying in the loathing or blaming mindset, we did evolve. Everyone hopefully adapted, and we did. Think about it. It's quite incredible as a world society, how we changed and grew from that incredible experience. Families, teachers had to teach at home. A new remote infrastructure being used in real time. Again, should have invested in Zoom. At L Medical, We have over 20 years in medical device experience and diagnostics, but we work directly with hospitals and healthcare providers. And then elective procedures stopped. We adapted to provide solutions to keep our first responders and individuals safe from COVID, but then it evolved. And we started providing an infrastructure and service to help get the economy back, industries working again, and getting people back to meeting and traveling to be in person safely. To further highlight your profound abilities, we share a clip of a mind transformation experience from Matthew Brewer.
So with the loving support of my sister, we embarked to Los Angeles International Airport, LAX, got our bags checked, and headed to the gate. Little did we know at the time that the power was out and a part of the airport shutting off access to the elevator and the escalators. So here I am sitting in my wheelchair with new prosthetic legs that I didn't even know how to use yet. And I'm faced with going downstairs. And so I had to take my legs off, had to get out of the wheelchair, sitting on my butt, scooted down the stairs. And I was humiliated. It was the first time that I really, it hit me that I was now disabled, you know, and I knew that I was, but it just never really hit me emotionally. And like, so I scooted down the stairs, and a woman that was kind of watching and holding one of my legs as I scooted down the stairs was kind enough to run ahead to the airplane because they were boarding the plane at the time. And we were now in effect going to miss the plane if somebody didn't run ahead and tell them that what we were going through. So somebody did that, and I got on the plane and I broke down and I just started crying for the first time since, you know, losing my legs. And it was like, you know, almost 3 years post amputation that these emotions just took all that out of me to bring these emotions out. My sister's like, what do I do? My brother's like the stoic, emotional trap of like, you know, like I never cry and never really show emotion, and here I am crying.
Wow.
And so following that trip, we land in Oklahoma City, and my blessing in disguise, Cameron Clapp, comes walking up with a smile on his face, pulling his bag through the airport, totally unassisted. And I'm just sitting in baggage claim in my wheelchair with my sister by my side, and, you know, probably like a wet puppy dog looking for attention. And Cameron was right there to show me what was possible. And, you know, after that weekend, I loaded my wheelchair up in my rental car with my sister on my own, and pushed that wheelchair through the airport, and loaded it up in baggage claim, and never rode my wheelchair again. And I signed up for Empower Fest a couple months later and traveled there alone. And it just, seeing Cameron travel made me realize that it was possible. And making that first trip, and all the confidence that I got from making that trip just made me realize that it's something I could do. And so now I travel every chance I get. And I encourage anybody, and man, it's like, if you're sitting at home thinking about, man, I wish I could go to that event, like, just sign up for it and go, and you'll be so happy you did. Like, it's just another opportunity to adapt and overcome.
Well, thank you, Matthew Brewer. That was great. Well, thank you, Regina. That was great too. All right. That's a little bit of a goofball. Okay. So Matthew Brewer did share a powerful experience that did in fact lead him to dark thoughts. However, with his defined purpose of meeting new friends and seeing new places and becoming more confident, along with the tools discussed in the next mindset, he transformed his experience and adapted and grew. The video shows it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel all of those things. It's okay to be rattled and shaken. You don't have to press yourself into being quote unquote strong when faced with these situations. Let yourself be whatever you want that's going to help you get through and heal, because vulnerability is your strength. Thank you. And now Taylor will lead us through the final two mindsets.
Well, thank you, Regina. I am Taylor Newman with L Medical. And I'm here to bring you to the next two mind shifts. The fourth mindset shift is going to be present. What does it mean to be present? Well, it's knowing your purpose, knowing that there will be challenges, and having gratitude. These are the most three important features of being present, especially during the trip that you'll be taking. So what's the purpose and the whys of taking this trip? Well, there's many whys, but let's focus on a couple of them. The sense of belonging, the feeling of love, being around loved ones, having that shared experience with the people that you care about, and the satisfaction and fulfillment that you'll be getting from taking this trip. And the encouragement, because along this journey, you'll be giving yourself hope and support. So yes, challenges will happen, especially if you look back at Matthew's experience, odd challenges will happen, but they will happen. So at this point, we take the time to focus, meditate, and you pull your strength from your whys. Remember, you are strong and you are powerful and you can overcome anything. When these challenges arise, which they will, remember that you are the priority. I have this experience quite a few times in my travel with Elm as we go to different events across the country. Things don't go the way I want them to go. So what do? I take a minute and I bring myself back to center. We do this by meditating. It doesn't take a lot of time, just a couple minutes. So let's do a quick meditation exercise right now. Close your eyes. Shift your focus to your breathing. Inhale through your nose and out with your mouth. Take this time right now to really acknowledge your body, the areas of tension from within, areas that you want to focus on. Then stop and picture one experience just today that made you smile, or an appreciative moment. Continue on to remember what your purpose is and the whys. Let that anticipation, that joy fill you. As you start feeling that joy, slowly take 3 to 5 deep breaths. This will help you completely relax, especially in a very tenuous situation. Now, if you're not back and you're not feeling relaxed yet, repeat and repeat until you feel like you're back to center. This will help you be present. Remember that it's not just about the destination. You got to enjoy the journey of getting to that destination. This is part of living life and being present. This will build confidence while being intentional. So being present, you got to find gratitude. But what is gratitude? Well, it's 4 cups, 2 cups of humility, 1 cup of relief, and 1 part of hope. This positive notion that involves being thankful and appreciative, not just for yourself, but for others around you. Now, finding more gratitude. How do we do that? Well, you intentionally have to choose the gratitude. And this doesn't mean you're, that you're focusing on what I don't have, or, I'm overthinking things. Really focus on what you do have. Appreciate the little things around you. Write down and make it real what makes you happy. Talk to yourself. Yes, it sounds crazy, I know, but pep talks really do help keep you in that mode of gratitude. And then thank yourself for being wise enough to be looking and intentionally choosing that gratitude. You need to embrace humility. Humility is a key ingredient to gratitude. They say that the humble heart finds satisfaction in the gifts they already possess. Well, that's true. Be humble for what you already have. Be humble that you're getting on this flight or getting in this car or taking this train, because that's what's important. Life is very unpredictable, and the only constant is that change itself. Gratitude is empowering. It looks to the next step, the future, and it keeps going. Allow yourself to take that next step down that road. Look into the future, because you know what? The road is going to be hard, but with that gratitude inside of you will keep you present and help you along this trip. Now on to mindset shift number 5, retraining your mind. We've talked about how to relax. We've talked about how to find your purpose. But now let's talk about how your mind distorts. So causative distortions. We're going to be looking at the catastrophic distortion, the personalization distortion, blaming, emotional reasoning. These are defining characteristics of cognitive distortion. So let's get into the cognitive distortion. This catastrophic distortion really plays a part when you assume something that the worst will happen. When you think that I'm going to miss my flight, I'm going to let my entire family down, they're going to be angry at me. Well, that's the thought. That's that negative distortion coming in. Now retrain your mind to say, I can make mistakes and my family will understand. You have no control that you missed your flight at the moment when it happens. And your family's not going to be angry. They're going to be happy that you're there. So don't fixate on those. Fixate on how things can be moved forward. I can only control me and myself. I will meditate to find my center. That's a perfect way of when you become when that panic hits. Personalization. Turning an event into something that's about you, but it's really somebody else's issue. My partner was mad at me today. It must be something I said at the party. No, you don't know if your partner is mad at you. You'll talk to him later to see what happened at the party, but don't take that anger from somebody else on. You're personalizing that anger. Blaming. This one I've done, unfortunately. But wrongly blaming another for my own action. It's the airline's fault that a wheelchair isn't available when I checked in. Well, in reality, I forgot to reserve a wheelchair before I checked in. Think about what you are taking and blaming somebody else for your own actions. Emotional reasoning. Convincing that things aren't true, even though they feel rational to us at that time period. The traffic is going to be terrible, so I'm going to miss Christmas. Well, you know what? You're not going to miss Christmas. What can I do? I'm planning ahead for traffic delays, and I will get to my destination. You don't need to go down the spiral of negativity of Chicken Little, the sky is falling and the world's going to end. You're fortune telling. You don't know. So just prepare for yourself and retrain your mind that things will get there when you get there. Now, part of retraining your mind is challenging your assumptions. Focus on your purpose. You really have to, especially during the holidays, other people aren't practicing mindfulness and gratitude. So you be the one who does that. You be mindful. You have gratitude. But you also have to ask yourself, in terms of that cognitive distortions, are you using a double standard? So in conclusion, with these 5 mindset shifts, affirm your purpose. Write down your purpose. Read it, know it, live it. Utilize your toolkit. Over-prepare. Mindful of your normal routine and adaptations that you're going to have to incur with that routine. Transform your experience. Just like Matthew did, he transformed his experience from having to scoot down the stairs to arriving at his destination, seeing his friend being able to walk ample luggage. And at that point, he realized that he was going to change and transform his experience going forward. Be present. Take time to meditate. Think about your whys. Find gratitude. Ask for gratitude. And then retrain your mind. Remember, those distortions will come up. They do for me. They do for everybody on this webinar. Everybody watching. Try to retrain your mind on thinking a little bit differently. Amputee Coalition has an extreme amount of resources for you. They have an app, peer visits, support groups. You also have ability for private and group therapy, social media, and then don't forget about the National Alliance on Mental Health. Thank you again for this opportunity to share these 5 mindset shifts. We now will take some questions.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Now, Monica will help moderate and go through some questions.
Hi, everyone. While we wait for everyone, I just had a question. Going back to what Taylor said about, I just want to make sure, am I too close? Make sure everybody can see me.
You look great.
I just want to go back and say over preparedness, Regina, going back to utilizing the toolkit, is there anything somebody can do in preparation as far as, planning ahead? What are some extra tips as you're packing, or what to expect at the airport, or, because we really don't know what to expect. It's always different every time. Is there any tips that you could offer people listening today?
Yes. Thank you, Monica. Arrive early. And then when you think that early is early, it's not early enough. So arrive early. And ATL airport, don't go at 1 p.m. Go before 1 p.m. But you have to plan for extra time going through screening, right? It's going to happen, and going through that experience. So just be mindful that it's going to happen, plan for it, prepare for it. In research, it was shared that, you're going to be asked a few questions, know the answers to those questions. Are you comfortable with, do you need to go to a separate room for screening? Yes or no, you just want to get through. Like I said, on the toolkit, it's extremely important to list down thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I'm sure us on this call have so many things processing through our brain. And when you have something float in your brain, write it down, put it in your note app in your phone, put it in Google Keep that going. Start now, start today when we get off the webinar. If you have some things, jot it down. Be organized when you're traveling. I myself use e-bags. Those are the ones that you can get them on Amazon. They can help categorize your luggage. into different, excursions or days. That could really help. Number one, make sure you have what you need, but then when you're offloading your luggage or packing again, would help again be more efficient. The more you can help yourself be efficient and prepared and organized, the more peace of mind you're going to have.
That's great. And we will be sharing this PowerPoint. We actually have someone viewing today that will be traveling tomorrow.
Oh, well, hopefully it's to someplace wonderful.
Yes, we will be sharing to answer your question. And we will also have a little checklist of things that you can pack and that would help you utilize in case of any emergencies or anything you may run into.
And then real quick, sorry, the first aid, like obviously there's the first aid kit essential they have on Amazon, like the really small, kind of all-in-one travel size. So I would just go ahead and order that and then add to the essentials, what you would need for that personal trip. Are you going to be doing anything out of the norm? Sorry,
Awesome.
Go ahead, Monica.
Sorry, no, that was great. We have another question. How do we get a wheelchair on the plane? I've also heard a couple horror stories. Do we have to call ahead and make sure that they're reserved, or how does that process work as far as, traveling with a wheelchair? Taylor, I believe you may have the answer to that.
Yes. So actually, I have an older, my mother actually needs a wheelchair from her disabilities to travel. What I have found, and we have had some issues with it, the best thing is to contact your airline ahead of time, give them about a week, and then call again. And make sure they understand that this is a special, item. I would if there's possible, have a bag ready, like a cover for it that you can zip up. Similar to like a surfboard bag, they are available. This will help minimize any damage on the baggage during baggage loading and offloading, and then also moving through the conveyor belts. Ask also if you can pick it up in the special luggage area. That will minimize the time that it's on those conveyor belts in the back of the airport.
That was great, Taylor. I just want to add one more thing. If you guys haven't done it already, is to download the app for your airline. So if it's United or Delta, add the app. Definitely do, a Sky Miles number or some type of loyalty program. To number one, get the miles, right? But then number two is it's an easy way for you to contact your airlines. There's a button that says contact. Obviously, it will store your travel, your ticket to get on the plane. Also track your baggages. It's just a really helpful. So definitely download the app for your airline.
I know I like my app.
I love my app too.
I just discovered the app and the ability to add it to my wallet this year, and it is a game changer.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. So it's in Apple and Android. So when you have your ticket, you can add the ticket to your wallet. So when you get up to the gate, by chance if your phone goes into lock mode, you don't have to fumble through. And then if by chance there's no cellular service or the Wi-Fi is down, you can select your wallet from your lock screen and it will pop up your ticket and help remove that stress.
Wow.
Is there any other questions? That's okay. You can always follow up with us after. And
it looks like we have a question about packing. It says, I'm a hip disarticulation, so I have a full leg prosthetic, and he and his wife are planning a trip to Paris, which is a 12-hour flight. Should he plan to wear the prosthetic on the plane and then take it off and ask the flight crew to stow it if it's as if it's an oversized carry-on, or or the solutions for that?
I'll go ahead and answer that. So most airlines will have a compartment that will hold a larger prosthetic in the coat area. Check with the airline and the aircraft that you're flying. Usually with a trip to Paris, you're going to have more stowage capabilities depending on what class you're in, business, premium economy, whatever the case, or in regular economy. And what I would do is ask the airline if the prosthetic will fit in the coat stow area. That is an easy access on the plane for you in case anytime you need it. They will be accommodating and they will understand if there's room to oversize. I don't know the length of it, depending on it. I would go about that route.
And Taylor, you probably want to add, so Taylor is our travel guru for Elm Medical. He really does do an amazing job on helping us plan our travel the best. But, we do recommend, if it's an Airbus or Boeing, to look at what type of flight it is, and then you can copy that aircraft number and put it in YouTube and really kind of see the inside of the plane. I mean, obviously they have the diagram for you to look at your seating chart, but take it a step further so like as you're approaching the plane, like what it's going to look like. So it kind of will give you an idea of your next environment before you even enter the plane.
Going back to carry-ons, should we always put prosthetics in your carry-on? And could we also request a handicap hotel room, for showering purposes and just getting around? I know when we travel, they do give that option, correct? Requesting for a handicap room.
Yeah. So I only keep certain apps on my phone, right? But they are essential. So airline app, and then you want the hotel app, right? So if it's Hilton, Bonvoy, whatever it may be, and then again, sign up for the loyalty because you want the points. But in there, you can add the reservation. It can give you an option to adjust your reservation. You can obviously contact the hotel directly, but if you have the app, then when you go on to reserve it, it's going to give you the ability to pick what type of room you want.
And to our travel guru, Taylor, do you recommend us putting the prosthetics as a carry-on?
Yes, I recommend bringing it with you. You want to have it on your person as much as possible with that chain of custody. When they're put into baggage, unless they're kept in a case, and this depends on your ability, your mobility, unless you pack it into a case. And then you can check it. I would just be very wary of it being loose. You don't want anything to happen when you arrive. And unless the airline, with the airlines nowadays, I would just be very careful with that. So I would recommend it.
And I would add to that. So obviously domestic travel, same deal, have it with you as a carry-on. For international travel, recently I can pull from experience where we went and had an event in Switzerland, and the airlines, they have partners. So for instance, Delta partners with KLM and Air France. Their systems sometimes don't communicate as well as you would hope. So there is a chance for your luggage to be delayed. So keep in mind to have at least, I would say, 2 days. If you can't fit it all, 1 day of your clothes, some toiletries, and items that you can get through. And then if that happens, then use the techniques that we learned today, the mindset shifts, to help you manage and empower yourself if by chance your luggage is delayed.
I also wanted to follow up on the ADA compliant rooms. Most hotels have a limited number of compliant rooms. So if you can contact your hotel sooner rather than later and let them know that that's what you need, it ensures that you'll get that reservation.
Thank you, Anna Maria.
Thank you. If there's not any additional questions, we just want to thank you again for letting us be here and speak to you guys about the 5 mindset shifts for traveling.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And we look forward to our next one in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, guys.
Bye, guys.